Yo, 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 it's Kevin Shays. This is my weekly outlook and recap for DAX, or weekly recap and outlook for DAX, the German index. So let's just get straight into it. As you can see, this is the weekly candle. We closed, we opened at 24369.7 and closed at 24771.4. Now, if you go into the daily, you can see gap down. Bullish, bearish, 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 bullish. First things first, got to look at the news. We had PMI manufacturing on Monday, PMI services on Wednesday, Tuesday, no news. And then Wednesday, we had NFP, ADP. Thursday, we had unemployment claims, monetary policy statement, and ECB press conference, which I think was, or job openings. Job openings was meant to be on Tuesday, but it got moved to Thursday, which is fine. And then consumer sentiment, 3 p.m. on Friday. I don't know who this is. Japan is in a abysmal state right now, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, DAX, I love the price action this week. It was very clean. Let's just get straight into it. So Monday dumped. We took out this low. What does this remind you of? Oversold swing, automatic rally, tested it deeply, gave us more reaction, ran past the automatic rally, and then purged straight to TP. First draw. Actually, I think I missed a draw, in fact. Let me just check. I think I did. I also had a draw. I think it was on this follow. I think so. This one. So yeah, straight to draw. But we went to this draw anyways. Here to here is an absolute clean range. And I got absolutely eaten up during New York session. So that's nice. So yeah, there was two trades on Monday. And Monday had news at what time? 3 p.m. But after that news landed, it was a good trade. And we will also put a draw here for the news because news law has to get taken, right? But yeah, this is Wyckoff selling Climax, SC, AR, ST, and then ran past the AR, which is baits people in, and then purges. Oh god, that's annoying. But let's just remove these. Purges the SC perfectly, and then pumps up. And during this purge, we had an instant miniature Wyckoff, which you can see here. Oversold swing here, automatic rally, test, and then purge, and that is low of the day at 6:45 a.m. Not bad, but anyways, London opens and we just rise up. Would like to mention, I'm pretty sure we had no bottom wick. Yep, no bottom wick at 8 a.m. So that's a draw again in the future. So we got two draws for Monday to take, and Monday, I've said this quite a lot of times, but Monday being low of the week is very unlikely. It was 1 a.m. I mean 1 p.m. It is 3 p.m., which is news. But this is also nice because we edged it and then came back down. We've seen that a billion times as well. But what I will like to mention though is I always say market can't just do this. It has to do this. I think I said it in the last video. But it literally did the exact thing that I said. Levels got touched up, whatever. Low of the week was Thursday after 2 p.m. Monday's low, because for Monday to hold as low of the week, that means buyers are in full control. And right now, buyers are not in full control. However, here, now that we've taken this low, buyers could get into full control and Monday could in fact hold as low of the week. So I'm expecting something like this. I will also like to mention, I'll get into it later on, but yeah, Monday price action. How could you have caught this buy on Monday if you didn't catch it down from here, which would have been 700 points easily? London opens, we left a 5-minute bullish failure up, we tap into it, and that's an easy trade. Obviously, we have to look for equilibrium, but I don't think there was an equilibrium. Let's have a look. Nope. Well, you could draw it from this 1 minute low here if you want to consider this a low. They're the exact same, so sure, let's consider that a low. Perfect equilibrium. Boom. Investors got disrespected, and we left a bunch of gaps like here, and on the 15-minute, we have a gap right here. So it's a very nice draw. You can see this candle here closed here, and the next one literally opens a whole 3 points higher. Or was it 4 points last time I checked? 3 points. So that's a big gap on the 15-minute. And you can see that got taken later on in the week. So yeah, you could have caught this trade here. SL below the 5-minute failure up, perfectly filled, new one open inside of it and just pumped. Even if you got a buy stop above this high, you would have just gone into that trade. And this went to first TP, of course, and then second draw liquidity as well. So yeah, very nice Wyckoff. I think the best trade was 9 a.m. though, because I think we tap OTE. 9 a.m. is still within London timing. Right here, boom, from this 1 hour, like 1 second, 1 minute low, we tap OTE perfectly at 9:09, which is low of the hour. We also, I think we had fair value ups here. Inverse this fair value up, and then this fair value up just gets respected. Let me move this over, don't mind. Boom. You can see here, boom, takes it, comes back down, goes up. Why did I put this line here? No clue. But yeah, that was London session, pretty clean. You could have got that. There was also that 1 minute fair up I was just showing you. It was also a 5-minute fair value up here at 10 a.m. But 11 a.m. opens, and that's just bottom wick. Again, that bottom wick is not big enough, so again, another draw. And you can see how we edge it twice, and then come up, and then dump back down. So yeah, but New York session again was good. After news dropped, news went up, left a gap, and then came back down, filled the gap in, came back down to this order block here. Why? Because this swept this low and then broke above this high on the 5-minute. And then off this, you could go nice trade off this 5-minute bullish rally up, 5-minute bullish order block, equilibrium as well. So it's a pretty clean little continuation. And that is straight to the second draw, another 200 points. So yeah, pretty clean Monday. I really enjoyed that Monday sessions. And yeah, that's pretty much it. We closed really high up. We did not tap the gap, which is very unfortunate. You can see how close we are, but that just means we came back down, reswept. Can I say this is an RTO of this big Wyckoff? Why is this a big Wyckoff? Is because if we consider this as oversold, consider this big move at AR, this a test. The test runs past the AR and then comes down to purge this. After we purged it, we have a mini Wyckoff here, another purge, and then we straight away come for this high and this high, where the oversold swing begins. And that's high of the week on Tuesday, 8 a.m. So yeah, we'll get into that. Of course, we swept a bunch of liquidity. So we swept this high with 8 a.m. We swept this high with 8 a.m. We swept this high where it ultimately began. And that's 3 highs in the hourly, as well as all of this resting liquidity here. Yeah, we swept that 7, we swept this at 7, and then clean range up, and that's high of the week. But yeah, let's drop down to the 5, and then from here, we didn't really have much, but you could have got it off of just breaks of lows, and then 15-minute break of this 15-minute is pretty clean after sweeping a big pool of liquidity. On the 1 minute, however, I think we did have a bit of things. It looks like an OTE tap right here. Pretty much equal highs, but OTE taps, boom. This is a nice 1 minute fair value up. This is a nice 1 minute inverse, and then we dumped, and then down here at 9:30ish, we got nice fair value ups, which actually got tapped. Pretty much inverse in all of these, and we just continue dumping. 10 a.m. opens, comes up 10:04 high of the hour, boom, and we just dump further, come all the way down to that news low. So again, if you caught this wherever you caught it, very clean. If you go into the hourly now, I think this move up here was just a rebalance of this 1 hour bearish fair value up. If you go into the 30-minute, it is also a 30-minute inverse. So again, pre-New York session, there was a nice trade. Very clean. Did we tap this one? Nope. But yeah, this right here is very clean. Also respecting this fair value up. So respecting 2 fair value ups and then dumping is very, very, very nice. Straight to the draw. And of course, we didn't actually take the draw. We left it by 1 pip. And what happens when you usually leave it? It reverses and then comes back down, takes it. and then it does that, taps back into this inverse where these highs are, sweep these double highs on the 5 minute, and that is 4 p.m. We just dump. So again, 4 p.m. could have got another trade a bit lower, and then this draw here, which was the 11 a.m. low. This is again 200 points. But yeah, this trade again, 11 a.m. low, edges it by what? 12 points. As long as it's like 12, I would say it depends on how big the draw is, but yeah, this it was obviously going to get taken, as well as double lows here. Pretty much swept this and then went up and went back down. But yeah, coming into Wednesday, high of the day again is around 8 a.m. But this is London session. If you go here, high of the day is literally 8:15, which is nice. Is it bang on 8:15? Yep. So all it was pretty much a perfect setup. So nearest breaker structure would obviously be here. 4 hour is obviously bearish. Are we bearish? Nope. We're actually bullish in the 4 hour. But we have this big 4 hour bearish rally up, which we tap into. And then we also have this inverse, which we did not respect. But the one above we tapped into. We also tap into order blocks. Because we swept all of these highs, we tapped into this breaker structure below. On the 15 minute, you can see this high gets swept. Probably a 5 minute high. See here, 5 minute high gets swept, and price just dumps. But yeah, you could consider this as a mini Wyckoff. We can have a look on the 1 minute. But yeah, kinda. If you consider this the secondary test, even this the AR, big secondary test, boom, purged it, and then dumped. But yeah, that was high of the day. We came back all the way down to this draw, which would have been an initial TP, of course. We dumped without any further thingy, and then retracement, and then here we came back up at 12 once again, and then tapped into a 15-minute bearish rally up, and a 15-minute inverse, and a 15-minute order block, and a 30-minute inverse, and a 30-minute fair value up, and an hourly fair value up, and an hourly inverse. So a lot of stuff here that just lines up, and then yeah, tapped back into this 4 hour inverse as well, which kind of got disrespected already, but still held like a charm on the 15-minute. And then dumps, whatnot. New York session opens here. We come down, sweep this low, pump up 3 p.m., create higher the 4 hour inside of this 15-minute inverse, and then dump to these draws, and then reverse at 5:30. So yeah, a very nice trade again. That was Wednesday. We did have news on Wednesday. We had 1:30 and 3 p.m. news. See what have a look at 1:30. Just getting down, 3 p.m. pumped. Manipulation, and then went back down. So obviously your draws would have been here and here and here, which all got taken. So again, good trade, 200 points once more. So yeah, going into Thursday unemployment claims, again sells down to this draw here. A 1 hour bearish rally up. Literally just gets respected. AM opens, taps into it, and respects this 5-minute inverse and a 5-minute bearish rally up, as you can see here. Is anything else? Nope. We kind of respect this 15-minute. That's a 15-minute inverse, 5-minute fair value up. And here we have a very nice 5-minute inverse, which you could have literally top ticked right here at 8:15. And we dump 2 down to the level, down to this 15-minute, was it 5-minute, 8:30. Reverse, tap back into this order block. And again, at the same timing where the retracements happened for 3 days in a row. Why is this an order block? Because you sweep this high, we break below this low, and then price comes down. The whole thing's an order block because this is the latest break. Taps the first break first, reverses, finally takes that low. We come up, tap the second order block, give a reaction, boom, boom, equal highs. So this is a draw as well. You can see how it reacts here. And obviously these 5 minutes get respected, 15 minutes get respected, 30-minute fairly up got respected. This big 30-minute fairly up got respected. And the hourly, we also have the hourly fairly up here. But yeah, we're getting to Friday now. But yeah, New York session just comes down, takes the draw and reverses, taps in the hourly bearish fairly ups, accumulates, and then dumps. But yeah, that's pretty much Thursday. Thursday was pretty good. It's just news. There was a lot of news, but here we just dumped, and then once news hit, we just started doing this stuff here after taking the draw. Reversed. 3 p.m. opened here, dumped, and yeah, this would have been a nice draw because bone wick is not big enough. Equal lows, and then dumps further. Now, of course, Monday low would have been a draw because of the thing that I said with the market being bullish. If Monday was low of the week, buyers would have to be in full control. Does that make sense? So yeah, this again is a Wyckoff because oversold swing. As you can see here, sellers, automatic rally, test, comes up past the automatic rally, and then purges here, and that's low of the day on Friday. Absolutely crazy purge because the daily literally closes right here, and then the new daily opens and then purges at 12:15, literally 12:15 low of the day, and from there we just reverse. And you could have just caught this off of a 1-minute order block, wait for a break structure here, taps back into it at 1 a.m. I'm guessing. Yep, 1:30. We have an also nice fair value up. Where's the screen? Let's make it white, bring it closer. Right here, 1-minute fairly up, 1-minute inverse, and breaker structure here. So that 1-minute got respected. We have a gap here, which is nice. We could target that in the future, but I think it's fine for now. But yeah, London session. Where's London session? Right here. Comes up, takes these highs. The equal highs are here. Comes up, comes down, 8:30 low of the day, well, low of the session, should I say. Taps this 50-minute inverse. I think all it was an hourly inverse or an hourly fairly up. Yep. If you mark these out after taking Monday's low, it was very bullish. You could have keyed off of any 5-minute fairly up, you would have made money. Literally, any 5-minute fairly up that gets respected, like this one here at 9. That's 9 a.m. low of the hour. This inverse gets respected. Break above this high. Tapped in here, low of the hour, straight to the TP. Obviously, if you held it, it would have been nice. I think we came up to Thursday's high. Did we come up to Thursday's high? Yeah, we did. So yeah, literally another 7-hour trade. But again, if you caught this off these hourly bullish fairly ups, again another 300 points. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Very, very, very clean week. Friday as well, 3 p.m. Just a continuation. This hourly bullish fairly up got respected perfectly. Literally had 3 bullish fairly ups getting respected perfectly. We also had an inverse here, which got inverse here, tapped into the middle-ish. I'm guessing this is the middle. Perfectly the middle at 1 a.m. or 1 p.m. sorry. And 15-minute bullish fairly ups. Order block here as well. So we swept this low. Broke above this high. 3 p.m. opens. It's just in New York opens. And left behind this 15-minute bullish fair value up. Got respected. Then 3 p.m. opens, respects the fairly up. Low of the 4 hours here. And we just rise to Thursday's high. 100 points. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's the recap for the entire week. Very clean week. What I will do is delete all of this. Thank you very much. And these can go as well. So yeah, these were my levels, held pretty nicely. Now what I do want to do is go into France and say, look, this is the new week opening gap that we have here on DAX. All the way up here. And DAX has yet to touch it. So I think we're going to touch it next week. Because it's lagging behind. Let's make it same color. There we go. We edge it here. Now what do we know about edging? It means we're going to take it. Literally we edged it by 1 pip or 2 pips. So yeah, Monday could hold as low of the week next week. Levels for me would be probably just these 4 bullish fair value ups. This one's nice because it's below New York sessions Friday low. So we could come down, tap this order block, tap this order block, and then pump. This one's also going to bottom wick, so we could also just come down, tap this value up, and just pump as well. So what I will do is make these blue. Oh no, should I make them purple? Because I'm literally just looking for these to get respected and then levels in the middle of these. Could put them in the top quadrant, which is the top 25%. Quadrant means 4. So you break your fairly ups down into 4. But can't be bothered. I think it's fine as it is. Let's put this in the middle. There we go. And delete these, delete my previous levels as such. And then I don't know why I delete this fairly up. It's fine as it is. There we go. And then let's bring this to fronts. There we go. Same draws. Friday's high obviously is right here. I'm not going to put that as a draw. But Wednesday's high is a good draw. From Wednesday's high though, it's this clean range from here to here to here is a clean range, and then here to 25.7 is a clean range. I'm going to leave this level here because after we fill the gap in, we could see some retracement because there's a lot of strong order blocks right here. Sweeps, breaks, so we could just get a small retracement back into the gap and then go higher, similarly to what we did here. So we filled in the gap, went back down to the bottom of the gap, and then went higher. So level would be again for buys something like this. Best case scenario, we get something like this, down, and then up, down, and then higher. Obviously this would tap the gap, this would be higher than the gap, and then this would be even more higher. That would be best case scenario. We could also do something like this. It really just depends, but this is best case scenario, what I want to see next week. I do see Monday holding as low of the week, so I'll put this closer. There we go. Yeah, something like this. But yeah, that's pretty much it. There's quite a few levels here on the chart, but I think I explained them properly. I can delete this level though, because it low-key held. I don't know if that's a level, but it's a level for buys. These are all level for buys, and the top levels for sells. I'll put it next to it actually. Buy. Make it white. Make it 24. Oh, let's make it 22. Make it to the bottom. Make it purple. Make it to the right actually. And make them all buys. Right, bottom 22. Right, bottom 22. Oh yeah, these are my draws. We have like 4 or 5 draws here. 26k is obviously a far draw, but the weekly respected this value up here. The reason I'm saying that is because this close here, this close here. But if this were to not close below, that's just because of the gap. If it wasn't for the gap, we'd close inside of it and we just pump up, which is nice. We set a previous week high anyways and then gave a retracement, so now we should just see push up higher. Buys off these levels, and if you go to the 4-hour, you can see it clearly. But yeah, I'm looking for buys next week, but I would like to see price go a bit lower, of course, to place another week. But good write-offs this week. We had like 2 or 3 including long time frames. But yeah, that's the DAX recap. Keep it clean and simple, and see you next week.